My name is Ria Story. I am a speaker, leadership trainer, and author of several books, including Bridges Out of the Past, which is some of the lessons I learned on my healing journey. I was a victim of sexual abuse. The abuse started when I was 12 years old. My father sexually abused me, and it grew worse over the years as I got older and as he got bolder. By the time I was 17, he was regularly bargaining with me for sexual favors in exchange for something like a night out with my friends. And he always said in his words that he wanted to give me the ultimate experience in life. And sometimes that was beating me black and blue with a riding crop. Sometimes it was taking nude photographs of me, and sometimes it was trafficking me to men he would meet off of the internet. And there were times when life was almost not worth living. And I thought about it, a tub of warm water and a razor blade, because I couldn't see a way out of the situation. I ran away from home several times, and he would always find me and bring me back. And it wasn't until I met my now husband, I call him my knight in a shiny Camaro because I was 19, but he had a shiny silver Camaro. And he was the first person who gave me the courage and the support to leave and to stay gone, to leave for good. I'm a person of faith. I believe that God doesn't always cause the pain in our lives, but he can use it. And getting through it for me was just a clinging to that faith that things happen for a reason. It was many years before I would learn the reason for going through what I went through was so that I could turn around and help somebody else overcome adversity in their journey. That's not easy to do, to have that faith when you are going through a difficult situation. But I think the second part of that is realizing that we as human beings, our greatest freedom is the ability to be proactive. Being reactive is responding to something, any situation in life, anything that happens to us based on the emotions and the feelings of the moment. But being proactive is the essence of realizing the emotions are there, but I don't have to let them dictate what I do, what I say, my response. And that means that nobody else can make you have a bad day or a bad week or a bad life. And for me, I couldn't have said it back then, but I understood intuitively that I could choose to spend the rest of my life being a victim, or I could choose to say, you know what? What happens is not as important as who I become because of it. We don't get to choose the cards that we're dealt in life, but we get to choose how we play them. Until I owned my story, even if it's a painful chapter of your story, right? Until I own it, it owns me. And a large part of my healing came when I was able to look back and say, you know what, this happened and it's left scars. It's going to influence me, right? I'm a different person because of what I went through, but it doesn't determine me. But just being able to acknowledge that and own that meant it didn't have the power or the shame over me any longer. When you're going through that dark place, the important thing is to keep going, right? It's like driving through a fog. If you just stop in the fog, you'll never get to the other side. But if you keep driving, you'll get to the other side, one step at a time, 1 inch at a time. Just keep moving forward. Find some of the things that help you heal, not just cope, not just survive. Some people want to go to therapy and need to go to therapy. Find the right therapist for you, right? Some people heal through creating beautiful art, then create beautiful art, learn to dance, run a marathon. But you find some of those strategies that help you, again, not just cope, but help you thrive. Where do you start to come back alive in those spaces? And that is definitely different for everyone. Some people want to talk about it, some people don't want to talk about it. I think that journaling can be helpful. All of these different ways that we see that can help us recreate a sense of identity after it's been shattered by trauma. Don't forget that the right social support is incredibly powerful. As humans, when we grow up, we tend to form a sense of identity based on the people around us, parents, spouses, teachers, coaches. Those personalities help us build our sense of identity. And when we're trying to rebuild that, it's incredibly important to find and surround ourselves with the right people that'll help us recreate that in a healthy way, not just get back into a toxic relationship because we don't have a sense of boundaries yet. So being really careful and intentional to surround us with those people who lift us up and help us become the best version of ourselves. So much of the time, we want to build a wall around pain or adversity or trauma in our life, but it's learning to build a bridge out of it. Healing is incredible work, and it's kind of like you're never quite done with that journey and being okay with that. I didn't want to talk about my story. I was afraid people would see me differently, and I didn't want people to see me as a victim or to see me be vulnerable. It's a chapter in our story, it's not the rest of the story. And the rest of your story is what matters most.